First up tonight, scattered spring showers made their way through North Texas today, but more rain is on the way for Sunday, and we have a WFAA weather alert day. We are glad you're watching WFAA News at 10, everybody. I'm Teresa Woodard with senior meteorologist Jesse Hawila. So tell us what we need to know about tomorrow.
So we'll be watching thunderstorms erupting well west of here. We're watching them now, actually.
Okay.
So I've been watching the radar, thunderstorms near Abilene. A few made it into areas like Stevens and Young County. That coverage will go up tonight, and then by tomorrow morning we have some good scattering of rain.
All right.
And then take a look at this. WFAA weather alert for tomorrow afternoon and early evening. Now, this is what we call a conditional risk. And what does that mean? Well, we're going to have lingering rain in the morning. We'll have scattered rain, a couple thunderstorms tomorrow morning. Then we have to watch for the afternoon potential. Can we recover the atmosphere enough to pop up a couple of thunderstorms? If we can, we'll have some gusty winds, small hail, some heavy rain in a couple of those storms. Now, when I say a couple, I really mean it. The coverage tomorrow afternoon in that 3 to 9 time frame into the evening would be very low, 10, 20%. Very low severe risk with those, so stay updated on the forecast. Get the rain gear ready. Download WFAA Plus. So here's a look. Radar's quiet in the Metroplex. A little thunderstorm out in parts of Young County, or moving to Young County. That has some heavy rain. That'll stay west of Graham. You see the widespread rain and thunderstorms. Those aren't severe near Abilene. And as we take a look at the wide view, you see we had the scattered rain here in North Texas. That's the widespread stuff taking place to the west. As we go through the late night, that'll get closer and closer to the Dallas-Fort Worth area by tomorrow morning. There's 8 a.m. Scattered rain and a couple of thunderstorms tomorrow morning. We'll talk more about that redevelopment coming up.
All right, Jesse, let's take a live look now at a picture from Islamabad, Pakistan. It is just after 8 o'clock there, 8 a.m. that is. Vice President J.D. Vance just left this country without a deal to end the war with Iran. Saturday marked the first time these two sides had met since the war began 6 weeks ago. Tonight, the vice president told reporters that after 21 hours of negotiations, the talks ended because Iran refused to accept American terms to not develop a nuclear weapon. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif hosted these talks. Vance represented the U.S. Iran's Speaker of Parliament represented the Iranian government. The two key U.S. demands going into negotiations were for Iran to, first, turn over its stockpile of enriched uranium, and second, reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms.
President Trump posted earlier today the U.S. is starting to clear the Strait of Hormuz, but Iran is pushing back on that, denying that any U.S. warships actually entered the strait. Tensions do continue to mount over control of that route for oil. Tonight, some people in Dallas are complaining about noise from a music festival happening miles from their neighborhood. Take a look at this map. The concert is underway in Fair Park, but people in East Dallas and Lakewood say they are hearing it loud and clear for the second night in a row. WFAA's Richard Solomon is live from Lower Greenville tonight to explain. So tell us what's happening, Richard.
So yeah, Teresa, good evening to you. So we're standing along Skillman Avenue. Again, this is near Lower Greenville, not too far from East Dallas. And I can tell you, I vividly and loudly and clearly hear that concert behind me. We're about 3 miles away from where this is happening at in Fair Park. And we spoke with residents not only here in this area, but also in the Lakewood area. And they tell me they're used to concerts, right? They're used to football games happening over near Fair Park, but they say they have never, ever heard anything as loud as this.
You could feel the bass,
Yeah.
like, and like through like the walls.
They could hear it late into the night.
Boom, boom, and that sounded like it was coming right out of the floor.
Neighbors going outside to see where it was coming from.
I originally thought it was my next door neighbor's house. I thought they were having a party.
But what these Lakewood neighbors realized, the noise wasn't coming from their neck of the woods.
I guess they had a noise complaint last night.
The sound is from Fair Park, more than 4 miles away. It's where both the Breakaway Music Festival and a concert at the Dos Equis Pavilion were happening Friday night.
A DJ, a lot of energy, like great like house music.
Neighbors say the music carried from around 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., loud enough for dozens of posts on social media and neighborhood apps.
Everybody in the neighborhood was fired up about it last night.
We did reach out to the city, and we heard back from Dallas City Council member Adam Bazaldua. In a statement, he said he's working with the Park and Recreation Department to address the issue, monitoring sound and managing noise levels more accurately. He also says the reason why residents miles away heard it, the positioning of the stage, which faces open land, and weather conditions can carry sound farther than expected.
That's insane. I didn't know it could travel that far.
We've also reached out to the marketing team with the festival, but haven't heard back as of now. And the question that remains is how far is too far when the sound keeps traveling home? In East Dallas, I'm Richard Solomon.
A member of the Dallas Cowboys is facing drug charges after an arrest last night. According to jail records, Marquise Bell was arrested in Prosper on possession of a controlled substance and marijuana possession. He has since bonded out of the Collin County Jail. Bell has been with the Cowboys since 2022, appearing in every game last season. The Cowboys declined to comment on the arrest. A deadly shooting is under investigation in Dallas tonight. This happened just before 11 a.m. on Forest Lane, close to the Cottonwood Creek Trail. Dallas police say a man died at the scene, but they have not released any information about what led up to that shooting or any information about a potential suspect. The city of Terrell honored police officer Jacob Candenoza, who was just 28 years old when he was killed in the line of duty in 2024. Part of State Highway 34 through the city has now been renamed the Officer Jacob Candenoza Memorial Highway. Terrell PD says the marker is a lasting reminder of Candenoza's service, sacrifice, and impact. Candenoza was conducting a traffic stop on December 8, 2024, when he was shot. The accused shooter, Darian Cortez Johnson, left the scene but was arrested a short time later. Johnson has been indicted on capital murder charges, and he is expected in court for a hearing later this month. Tonight, the Artemis II crew is reflecting on a historic mission around the moon. The crew set records for traveling the farthest distance into space any human has ever traveled. Let's get to ABC's Jacqueline Lee now with an emotional welcome back to Houston tonight.
Tonight, the Artemis II crew speaking for the first time since returning to Earth.
24 hours ago, the Earth was that big out the window, and we were doing Mach 39, and here we are back at Ellington at home.
The Orion spacecraft unable to communicate with mission control for an excruciating 6 minutes during re-entry. The capsule withstanding temperatures up to 5,000 degrees. Then, relief as parachutes deployed, slowing their descent before splashing down in the Pacific Ocean outside of Southern California. Navy divers racing to recover Christina Cook, followed by Victor Glover Jr., Jeremy Hansen,
the last astronaut,
and Mission Commander Reed Weissman, posting this photo on the way to Houston, writing, "This planet is impossibly beautiful from every altitude I've seen it." All 4 crew members clearly awed by their historic 700,000-mile trip around the moon.
We are bonded forever. And no one down here is ever going to know what the 4 of us just went through.
The gratitude of seeing what we saw, doing what we did, and being with who I was with, it's too big to just be in one body.
What struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth, it was all the blackness around it. Earth was just this lifeboat hanging undisturbingly in the universe.
The crew also joking after spending 10 days together inside the Orion spacecraft.
This is the furthest I've been away from Reed in a long time. Thank you. All right, that's good.
And revealing at least one lesson learned.
We are a mirror reflecting you. And if you like what you see, then just look a little deeper. This is you.
Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, San Diego.